Don't you just love real estate in the fall?
Oh my gosh, yes. I would send a bouquet of fresh new listing templates to all of our listeners if I could.
Oh, and speaking of fresh, our brand new Modern Agent Social Club members website just launched, and it's already been such a game changer for agents.
Inside, you'll find everything you need to show up consistently, like all of your content, your emails, and lead magnets, all dragged into your personal calendar so you can follow a marketing plan designed just for you.
Yeah, so instead of sitting around waiting for the "you've got mail" ding in your inbox, you can just create it by attracting clients with a brand that feels like you.
So take a quick break from looking for your client's dream home and sign up for your real estate marketing dream home, aka Modern Agent Social Club, today. And you know what? While we're at it, I'll throw in our Modern Agent just listed template vault to any new members who sign up today.
Oh my gosh, yes, let's do that.
So go sign up at modernagentsocialclub.com and then you can get back to watching your favorite fall movie, You've Got Mail. So by Q1, we are going to look better on camera, which is only going to serve ourselves. But let's talk about you guys. We don't have any notes.
They can't tell, right?
This is not a content membership. This is a business elevator.
Elevator. Going up.
Not that kind.
How do I get more leads?
How do I stand out in my market?
Is it unprofessional to talk about my kids on Instagram?
Should I have one account or two?
Do I really need a personal brand as a real estate agent?
We are the Modern Agent Marketing Girls. We are two agents turned marketing experts who believe you can become the go-to real estate girl in your market all because you are you. I'm Chelsea Peterson, founder and CEO of Modern Agent Social Club.
And I'm Kayla Fox, Modern Agent's content creator. Let us be your guide as we talk about what it means to market your real estate business the modern way.
So refill your favorite beverage, open your notes app, and get ready to build a business and a brand you're obsessed with. Let's go. Hey, Kayla.
Hey, Chelsea. Welcome back to another episode of the Modern Agent Marketing Girls podcast. I like your bright yellow that you're wearing today.
Thank
Super
you.
pretty. Yes.
I feel with my cup like the Packers. Which it is football season, so we are okay.
There you go. Technically, I'm in blue, so it's kind of for the Colts, so I guess that makes sense. You know what's funny? I don't usually wear blue, even though I like how I look in blue. I don't usually wear it because a lot of our opponents are blue, and I can't bring myself to do it. So it's funny. I was talking to a friend the other day. Both our kids play football, and so we were walking around the track during their junior football practice, and she had gotten her colors done, and I kind of giggled at first because I was kind of like, okay, I feel like people talk about finding out your colors, finding your season and all of that, but I was like, I feel like I know what colors I like and what I look good in or whatever, so I don't need to get that done. But then as she described the in-depth details of what that was for her, I was like, oh, maybe I should do it. But it was funny because her colors are all very fall colors. And I've always said I love fall. I love football season. I love the cooler weather, all of that. But I do not like fall colors on me. I don't look good in orange or brown or any kind of mustard, none of the things. So yeah, it was kind of funny.
Well, as you said that, in my head popped, I am an autumn.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I said it like British. It's Richard Gilmore, but I couldn't not say that. It is one of my Q4 goals to get my color analysis done finally, because I just think almost what makes it happen or makes me want to do it the most is the podcast, because I know most people are not watching us on YouTube, but I just don't like how I look in these clips and I feel washed out a lot or whatever. And I'm if I get my colors done and my style analysis, I can get really dialed in, and then we'll, start doing more with our studio and stuff like that. I was listening to Giggly Squad and they were talking about that they've been recording virtually for a while, and they're starting next week, we're going to be back in studio together. And that Paige was saying I just can't stand how I look on the virtual camera. And I'm that's so true. If we were together in real life and you just had a camera, it would look so much better. But whatever, just listen to us on the podcast app.
Right, exactly. Don't watch any more clips.
I'm not saying
no,
you don't.
I always feel I put effort into doing my hair and makeup, and then I feel I get in front of the screen and I feel can you even tell that I put anything on? I feel my eyes sink in. I actually have bright blue eyes. I feel you can never see them in camera, but I don't know. It's a whole thing.
I think we can talk to Riverside about this. They have some I don't know what they do, but I think they can help us with this.
You talk to Riverside. I'll find some kind of makeup professional and be like, put something on this face just to make me look awake. Like, I want to look like I'm not, I don't know, like, you want to have a little bit of authority.
I feel like I don't have any makeup on, but I'm like, I just put makeup on. But it's like the camera adds 10 pounds. It also, like, you need like way more makeup on camera than off camera. So I'm like,
Yes.
but I don't know exactly how to put on that much makeup. Like, what
No,
does
and I
that
don't
even
have
mean?
heavy makeup. I don't like
No.
heavy makeup, but I would wear it for this. This is going to be a really great episode.
So by quarter 1, we are going to look better on camera, which is only going to serve ourselves. But let's talk about you guys.
Yeah. You know what, though? I do think that matters because, again, kind of like branding and all of that, when you feel good, when you're wearing a really good outfit, or if you just got your hair done or whatever, like when you feel good about yourself, you want to go somewhere. Like you want to go do something, you want to record all the things. I think it absolutely matters. And if that's one of your goals for Q4, you should join in and do it with us.
It fits right into our modern agent standards, which I love. On our new member site, we have like a to-do category, and I've been putting like modern agent standards in the marketing plan. So like one of them was like read 10 pages of a business book and share a takeaway. Like here's my example. And like
Yeah.
doing things like that are going to make you look more educated, more knowledgeable. It's going to actually contribute to what's in your brain and how you talk with clients, how you operate. Like, I don't want to just give members all this, like, we don't give fluffy content, but like, it's not just
Right.
about the content. Like, I almost want to make our slogan like, this is not a content membership. This is a business elevator.
Yeah. Right.
Elevator.
Elevator. Going up.
Not that kind.
Yep, I love it. It is so true how it's all of those little things matter, like your habits. It's all the things, and then you end up like showing up in your business differently. Like, you know, how many times do we hear agents, and like we've said it too. How many times do you hear us say like, "Oh, I just have all these things going on," or "Oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that." Like I feel like I can't even breathe, and it's like, well, hold on, like. Are those systems serving you or are you serving your systems? Like, what do you need to do to take control of your business again? Like, to put all your ducks back in a row, right? And to like make order, like sense of what you're actually doing. Because again, you're the only one that gets to do that. And quarter 4 is such a cool way to do that. What do you call it? Like the entrepreneur's new year, right?
Yes.
Like it's like a fresh start. It's like, okay, like now we're going to like hit the ground running because everyone just seems to be more motivated in quarter 4. So the whole point of this episode is to make you lean into that motivation, make sure you're leaning into the things that matter and get you where you want to go come January.
You know, I heard Mel Robbins describe this as the back to school effect and how it's wired into our DNA because we all went to school. And regardless of if you're still in school or you're a teacher or you have kids in school, like I don't have any kids in school. I'm not in school, but I still have that back to school feeling. Like I always love on the first day of school when like the buses are coming and my sister-in-law's a teacher. So I always know like when school's starting anyways. But I always like to go outside and think, does it feel like the first day of school? Because I just
Right.
remember somehow, miraculously, the first day of school, even though it's like September 2nd or whatever it is, it always had this crisp fall feeling in the air, even if it was just like a little crisp. Like it was just a teeny tiny, and we live in Wisconsin, so it's probably not the case everywhere, but it just feels like it. And it's just
Right.
like it's a mentality. But what I love about the back to school effect mentality is like we're ready to get back to business. Like we're past the carefree summer, which I love a carefree life all the time, but we like there's also a time and a place when it feels really good to get back to business. And it's so different to me than the new year because the new year comes with what? Like a ton of pressure.
Right.
And you almost feel like paralyzed by that pressure sometimes, like, oh shoot, it's January 4th and I haven't started working out yet, or I haven't done anything
Yeah.
for my business. I haven't posted. Now I'm behind. It's like this like made up clock of like what should be happening. But really, as an entrepreneur, what we are doing right now is going to reflect whatever our January looks like. So if we want to set up our new year in 2026 to be in the best place possible, that is going to happen today. Like it's not going to happen on January 1st. So we
Right.
wanted to do an episode just like kind of like a fall refresh. Like let's feel good, but also let's feel motivated and let's get that fire lit to do whatever we need to do, whether it's personal, like getting your colors done. I have way more on my Q4 agenda than getting my colors done. I'm not to like sidetrack that, but maybe it is more personal. Maybe
Yeah.
it is more business and maybe it's both. And for me, it's both. What about you?
Yeah, so I've talked about this book before, this U Squared book. It's literally like, what, 30 pages long. It's really short. But in the middle of the book, there is a little section that talks about like focusing on the ends rather than the means. And I love this for like all things quarter 4 because it really gets like you focus on the end goal. Like how do you want to end your year? How do you want to end 2025? But also, how do you want to begin 2026? Like, where do you want to be at? You know what I mean? Like, do you want to be like several months behind, or do you want to be like, I'm so glad I put in the work? So, I just want to read a little part of this because I thought it was so good. It talked about how like it is crucial to have a crystal clear picture of what you want to accomplish. Operate with a sharply defined mental image of the outcome that you seek. It says visualize your arrival. And when you do that, it's like you magnetize yourself to the ways and means involved in the methodology for getting there. The solutions start to appear. So then it says you have the potential, the resources are available, the opportunity is there. Listen to this. What has been missing is your decision to go for it. Then it talks about how like this does not involve getting everything neatly organized and all the risks eliminated before you make your move. There's an element of hip shooting involved here. Don't count on having everything buttoned up before you begin the trip. For now, all you need is the aiming point and the action. And then the last part says, look at it this way. You're not supposed to be concerned with what happens in the middle of a jump. You're supposed to be thinking about where you're going to land. But I love that for like, okay, everything that we do from like tomorrow on, from tomorrow until December 31st, is going to be all with January 1st in mind. Like, how do we want to really end the year? Not even so much like, I think it could be about numbers, right? I think it could be about like, how many houses have you sold? Or like, how much have you grown your email list? Or how many mini consults have you had? I think all those things are really good. But like, what systems do you have in place? Like what have you figured out with your brand? Like what work have you done so that by 2026 you are like, I am locked in, dialed in, totally ready to hit the ground running to get where I want to go. And I think it's important to say here, like, again, everyone's business goals are different. I don't think everyone has to grow a big real estate business. I don't think everyone has to sell more houses next year. But if that is your goal, then like, what are you going to do to get there?
I think even bringing it to more of a little bit of maybe a woo-woo place is literally write down like open up a Google Doc, write this down in a journal. What do I want my business and my life to look and feel like on January 1st? Because while 3 months doesn't seem like that long, you can make a heck of a lot of progress in 3 months. Like you can get, what does it say? It takes 60 days to form a habit. You're beyond 60 days. You're going to be well into the momentum. You're going to be seeing the results before January 1st. So you can write down like, how do I feel as an agent? Like, are you more confident? Are you more put together? Do you have a better schedule? Do you have better boundaries? Do you spend time with your kids every morning? Like, literally write down, like, if I asked you, what is your ideal day? And like your ideal business, like write both down and then find like comparisons. Like if your ideal day involves spending quality time with your kids or cooking your meals or getting a good workout in, but your real estate life is you jumping every time a client says jump or chasing a cold lead or like looking for business and being super stressed out, like that doesn't align. So I almost find that like writing out or like picturing what I want my life to look like will help
Yeah.
you get more clear on the business part. And then it's really easy to get focused on, okay, what is that then going to entail? Like what that book said, it's going to suddenly become very clear because
Yeah.
you're not focused on like, well, should I pay for leads? And, there's all these real estate groups on Facebook, which I always like talk crap about, I feel like, but they're horrible. Like, it's every post I see, it's these people like, how do I get more leads? How do I pay for leads? What lead source do you pay for? I'm like, what kind of industry is this? Like, what? I want nothing to
Right.
do with those agents, but like, I don't understand that mentality of like, you are a business owner, but their main, and this, not our listeners, but their main focus is like, how am I going to get this from somewhere or someone? But it's like, what are
Right.
you going to do? What do you want your
Yeah.
life to
How
look
are you
like?
going to earn it?
How do
Right.
you want to earn it?
Yeah. Going off of what you were saying, I wrote this quote down that if you want a different life, you need different habits. And so it made me think like, what kind of life do we actually want? Like, I think sometimes we get so busy just doing all the things and like checking all the boxes and making sure that we're filling out our CRM and doing all these things so that everything is done. But like, is it really aligning with what we want? And so I honestly thought like we should just take a minute and like literally, if you're listening, pause the episode and write down like what you want to be. I wrote down an example just to kind of get you thinking, but then I really do want you to pause the episode. I said maybe you could write something like, I'm a real entrepreneur, right? I'm a fun wife, I'm an active mom, and I'm the go-to real estate agent for my city. If you write something like that down that's true to you, then come back to this episode and press play. And then you're going to say, everything that I do from here on out is either going to confirm or contradict that identity. And when you get crystal clear, and notice that none of those things were like, I eat 40 grams of protein with every meal, or I, do daily walks, or I reach out to all my, like, it's not about like performing. It's about like, who are you as a person? Like, what kind of, this is deep. What are they going to say about you in your eulogy? Like, that's the kind of person that you are. And then is what you're doing in your business aligning with that, or is it
She sold
contradicting?
20 million in volume
Yeah.
on your
No one
tombstone.
cares. No one
No one
cares.
cares.
And if they did, then no one's at your funeral.
No.
So, yeah, if you're relationship driven at all, which I firmly believe that modern agents are relationship driven, whether it's kids or a spouse or whatever, but people in your life, you have to have people in your life. You have to nurture relationships. You have to have that element. Like, you have to think about like just the reality of life as well, right? I feel like I just got really deep there and like took y'all to church, but I feel like it's important to like that's what we're talking about when we say like these are the decisions that you have to start making so that you can like confirm or contradict that identity.
And I think sometimes as a business owner, it's easy to think of those things as very specific. I'm going to write this many letters, or I'm going to send this many postcards. Like, for some reason, things get very focused on these metrics that don't really mean anything. But if you get back to the root of like who you want to be, it's not in the number of letters you're sending or the number of phone calls you make or the number of houses you hold open. It's in like, what does your daily life look like? Right. And I think that then helps us paint the picture of what do we want to do in our marketing that's going to get us there, or in our business that's going to get us there, that still aligns with that life. And obviously, yes, we need to actually work. We need to actually do things and put in effort to be able to grow a business. But it's being able to say no and shut down a lot of that noise and then say yes to these things. Have you ever read 10X is easier than 2X?
It's one of my favorite books.
It's so good. But I was taking notes on this, and one of the things it says is like the 2X growth thinking is really like incremental and linear, which to me makes like it's the number of this, the number of that. I need to do, and numbers do make sense to some degree. Like if I want, to convert this many people, you need this many emails. Like, yes, businesses look at that stuff, but from like a day to day, when it comes down to the activity you're doing, you need it to make sense. And then, so it's incremental, it's linear, it's working harder. And then 10X growth equals it's exponential. It requires letting go of most of what you're doing now and focusing only on the few things that create the biggest results. It's actually easier because you're simplifying and aligning with your unique abilities instead of trying to do it all. And like the ultimate quote for this is diluted focus equals diluted results. So if you're trying to do 10 things to grow your business, 10 different things, you're like, I'm going to do 3 open houses a weekend. I'm going to do Popeyes every single month. I'm sending postcards to 500 houses. I'm doing Facebook ads. I'm going to be on TikTok and Instagram. Like, my guess is none of those things are performing that well. And it's like, take a step back. What has the highest ROI, or what could have the highest ROI? Maybe right now you're doing 7 things and your social media is just kind of like this thing in the background that you don't pay attention to, but it could have a higher ROI if you kind of shut off the other things and actually put effort into it. It's like, how can you pick the thing that's going to give you the biggest return and go all in on it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like consumption kills creativity too. So like, we didn't talk about this very much in last week's episode, but like that was another thing that we intentionally did. Like there's a while there where we were like, we are not even scrolling Instagram. We're not doing anything. We're going to get so focused on like what makes the most sense for us and this business and like how we want things to play out. And then we started making the podcast, and it was like, oh, there's a lot of inspiration from inside. And I don't think that you have to be a really creative person to have that happen, like that whole like idea. I think that it's a matter of like looking at, like, thinking deep in your own head and thinking like, okay, like, what matters to me? What's important? What do I like? How do I want to show up? What makes me feel good? And then from there, then you can look at all of those things and be like, oh, wait, now I know what to do with this. Or even better, if you're not creative, you can just put it all in ChatGPT. But like, you can't put things in ChatGPT and be like, give me ideas for whatever. But you have to be like, this is what matters to me. This is what my brand voice is. This is like a sample of like a caption that I've written. Like, give it some meat. That way it has something to go off of, right? But I think I totally agree. Like, over consuming or like even just keeping like shiny object syndrome, right? Like always being having your head up, looking at what other people are doing. It's so distracting and it keeps you from thinking about the things that actually get you those 10x results.
It's 20% of what you're doing is typically getting you 80% of your results. It's something like that. Not from, I don't know if it's that book or just a standard thing. Like there's always going to be something that's your winner, right? What if that leading thing currently is paying for leads, but you don't want those type of clients anymore? Then you're going to have to adjust something, kind of like what we did. And what we talked about in last week's episode is we kind of shifted who we were talking to so that we were making sure we're getting the right agents in the door that are going to be excited about using social media and who want to elevate their business and their lives. And you have to use different words then for something like that. So for you, if you wanted to shift like where your biggest bulk of clients and or referrals come from, you might need to shift the actions you're doing or the way you're talking about your business to get more of those people, right? Like maybe for you, you want more referrals. So you're going to start sending emails to your database every week so that you can stay top of mind with the people who already know you and can send you more referrals versus putting all your money into online leads. Or maybe
Yeah.
start that email list now. So by January, you've sent 12 emails already. And now you showed up in people's inboxes 12 times and they're starting to like get that little gear in their head turning as like, oh, you're the go-to. Like you're the one
Yes.
who, and like that can't just happen overnight. So if it's
Right.
something that aligns with that desire of where you want to be in your business, it's got to start now. Like our podcast. Like, do you think that we had as many downloads as we have today the first day the episode came out? Not at all.
Nope.
And did we do one episode and then get like 500 new clients? Not at all.
Right.
Compound effect. It's that you keep showing up in whatever that means, and you keep building that brand recognition, you keep building trust, and then the results compound and you build a ton of momentum. Then you feel it working, and it's in social media, like you see all these posts of like, I made $1 million. Here's how I did it. Comment dollar or
Right.
whatever. It's like, "Oh my god, like, seriously?" Here I read this, like, brilliant thing one time, her, handle's Coming Up Roses, she sent an email about all these posts where people would, like, claim, "I made this much, comment this, and I'll tell you how to do it," and how those people got a lot of attention and were kinda, like, out of that phase, thank the Lord, but they got a lot of attention and they probably made a lot of money very quickly because of how they came across, but then what happened is because they made it look so simple when it's really not, because you don't see the other side of what they actually did to get to this point, people would not get results, and then they broke the trust with those people. So, I don't know what my point of this was.
No, it's so true. Well, it's that shiny object syndrome because we can
Yes.
look other places and be like, oh, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should do that. Let me ask you, you said something earlier and I forget exactly how you worded it, but basically about how like agents end up like there's a lot of activities that we're doing to get more clients, but a lot of those things aren't leading to those results. So if we can figure out like what's the 80% we need to say no to and like what 20% we need to lean into, what do you think most agents need to start saying no to if they want to see more results with digital marketing like what we do? Because again, not because our way is the only way, but because it is the one way that gives you the most potential results for the least amount of effort. So
And
what kind of things do you
the
think?
quickest amount of time.
Yeah. So
I
what are
mean, and
people
I
saying
don't
yes to that they don't necessarily need to?
I'm not hating on anything when I say these things, so, like, let's
Right.
all take our emotions out of this, but I would eliminate things that feel fluffy in the sense of if you are like, "Well, I need to do Popeyes, and I need to get this fancy CRM." I just remember one time an agent was like, "Well, I, like, spent this excessive amount of time on her CRM," and I was like, What are you doing with it?" Like,
Yeah.
I will export those people into Flowdesk right now, and you'll have a place to, communicate with them and create funnels, but you won't have all this extra garbage or whatever like what is sucking your time away. We have to make sure that the time we are spending is actually moving the needle in some way, and it's not just like
Right.
sometimes we feel productive because we crossed something off or because we worked on our
Yes.
CRM, but it really did absolutely nothing. We don't
Right.
need you don't need anything fancy to be successful, like, at all, and I'm not gonna yes, there are people who use a CRM and they are successful. Yes, there are people who there you could give me a case for every single scenario and someone is successful, but they're successful because they did it consistently. So I personally, if I were to go all in a 90-day window from now until January 1st, and my goal was to build a brand that people can talk about at dinner parties, they can talk about at book club, they can tell their friends about on a walk or at daycare or whatever. I would go all in on how I'm showing up on social media and the emails I'm sending to my database to stay top of mind with people who already know me, and you're gonna keep
Yeah.
filling that database up with what you're doing on social media. That is the fastest way to compound time and results and all the things combined. So that means eliminating things like pop buys. Like, that's cute, but is I don't know. I liked doing that stuff, but maybe instead
Yep.
of doing them every month, you do like a seasonal one. You do a Thanksgiving themed one or a Halloween. I would do like Halloween themed if I was going to pick one. Pick one
Right.
and say, "Hey, come get a pumpkin from my front yard or come get a bag of candy for your kids." Pick one. Or like when I sold real estate, I hosted our neighborhood block party at Christmas. I did one thing. I didn't do monthly events. I didn't do these grand things. And I'm not saying my way is the only way.
Right.
I'm saying if your goal is to do what I just said, pop buys aren't probably going to build your brand that quickly because you are literally one person at a time. Doing an open
Yep.
house, it's one person at a time. You know, like the open house strategy where you're supposed to do a bunch of open houses. I like learned this in my training from my real estate brokerage in 2013.
Yeah.
When you're supposed to do open houses in the same neighborhood so people see you again and again and they're like, "Oh, she must be the go-to. She must be the expert." Do you realize you can do that on social media like 1,000 times faster and reach 1,000 times more people and do the same thing, whether it's a neighborhood tour or you are sharing your like favorite things in your community or where you went for dinner? Like, there is no one clear way or answer of how to do this, but if you leverage what's available to you on social media and you leverage what's available to you with email marketing, you can like 100x what the results you would get doing any of those other things.
And not every person in those neighborhoods is on Instagram, right? So that's going to be an argument, but all of those people know people who are on Instagram. And it is one of those things. Like, it's like, okay, this is such a bad example because, of course, I know all about Love Island, even though I haven't watched it because of you. But guess what? Everywhere you go, you hear about Love Island. Everywhere you go, you hear about the secret lives of Mormon wives. Like, people who never spent a single moment researching anything about Taylor Swift know all about her because you become everywhere. And I'm not saying that we're going to be like the equivalent of a TV show, but that is the truth. Like, when you are in your community, when you are serving your community, when you're showing up on social media and like doing things in this modern way, you are going to have that like everywhere effect where people start to know you, start to recognize you, start to see you. And then people are going to talk about you. They're going to share all the things about you. And like, yeah, I totally agree that it's a way to save so much time. I always go back to it. I know I've said this so many times, but I always go back to when I first got my license and I was home with the kids. First of all, I didn't have any money to do pop buys. I didn't have the time to even I couldn't do open houses. Like, I had 4 kids at home and my husband was getting ready for football season. Like, there was no bandwidth for that. But what I had about $100 a month for Modern Agent, and I had like my time, and I could just sit at home on my phone and do that. And even like the whole CRM thing, like, maybe my head's in the sand and maybe I'm just missing something here. But my thought process behind this whole CRM concept is to stay in contact with people, right? To be able to follow up. There are so many ways that you can do that. And I think that there are probably some systems that are pretty simplified and that I think is good. I actually used Trello when I first got people. So as I would have conversations, I'd be able to market. But that was just like an app. And I basically every other week I pulled it up and like looked to see if there's anyone else I could follow up with. That was really it. Now, I wasn't a super active agent. I wasn't juggling 45 clients at a time. But like, I'm just not convinced you need something a whole lot fancier than that. Plus, I had my email list. So everything was there. So like, I think there's just a way to work, again, so that your systems are actually serving you and that you're not just serving your systems, that you're not just plugging things in everywhere because you feel like you're supposed to. I don't know. I feel like we're like harping on this a lot right now, but I'm also like, man, like, it's because we see people worried about their CRMs or worried about what events to host and all of that. And again, we're not telling you can't do those things. But what we're saying is, do you realize if you would spend a fraction of that time and energy on your social media and on your email marketing, that most of these problems will be resolved for you?
Exactly.
Hey, do you hear that? That's the sound of my kids back at school.
It is really quiet.
I mean, I love them, but it's nice to have a little more time and energy to focus right now.
It really is. And that's exactly why I just love this time of year. It's like another new year. Everyone is focusing on their business and setting goals and really taking business seriously again.
Exactly. And that's why this is the perfect time of year to join Modern Agent Social Club. So you can take control of your business and equip yourself with all the tools and resources you need to build your brand and sell more houses.
And anyone who joins Modern Agent right now also gets access to our brand new luxury marketing platform that our members cannot stop raving about.
Right? They're saying things like, this is top tier and this is such a game changer. And you guys thought of everything.
And honestly, it's never been a better time to join. With our new website, everything you need is right at your fingertips to design a custom marketing plan for you.
Think of it as like your marketing headquarters, designed to help you show up consistently without spending hours trying to figure out how to do it on your own.
Q4 is officially here, and if you want to finish the year with momentum instead of playing catch up, this is your moment.
So grab your favorite fall beverage, open your laptop, and join us inside Modern Agent Social Club today.
And in an intentional way, meaning we're not just going to post to say, oh, I did that, move on to the next thing. But when you're doing it in a way that connects you with people, it starts conversations. You are literally using social media as it was intended. It's social media. In fact, if I was hiring an agent, I don't really care if they drop off something cute on my doorstep for Halloween. What I care about is, do I trust you? Do I like you? Do I want to have you be the one I need to reach out to when I want to look at a house, sell my house, know what to do to my house, all the things. And I want like you to be the one that has all the local connections, as in like, you go get coffee and they're like, hey, I saw you on Instagram. Like you must be good at marketing. Like that's what I want, because you're marketing my home. You're not giving gifts to everyone to like get them to come over.
Right.
And when I'm fine with Popeyes, I'm not trying to pick on you if you're doing them. I did them, like it's fine. But it's what can we shift our focus to and ignore the rest for these last 90 days? Because here's why I'm so fired up about Q4. Okay. Have you ever heard of Parkinson's law?
No.
Okay. So Parkinson's law is the law of nature about time and productivity. And what Parkinson's law says is any project that you have expands to the amount of time you have to give to it. So if you have 2 weeks to finish whatever, your Popeyes, it's going to take you 2 weeks. If you give yourself 3 hours to get your post done for Instagram, it'll probably take you 3 hours. But if you give yourself 30 minutes, maybe it'll take you 31 minutes, but you're probably going to get closer to the 30 minutes. And I find this to be so true for myself with things, because we try, like, especially the perfectionists of the world, like, hello, it's me. Like, you will sit there and overthink whatever it is. Like, oh, should I do blue ribbon or pink ribbon? Should I put this emoji on here or not? Should I re-record that voiceover? Should I add this song or that? Like, you will waste so much time overthinking irrelevant things than just getting it freaking done. Like, my favorite thing about Kayla for being on my team and working with me is you just get stuff done. Like it like inspires me to just like, Chelsea, stop it. Like, stop overthinking, just get stuff done. And anyway, so it's all about like focusing on that. And in Q4, we have this set amount of time left of the year. No other time of year has this. In January, it's like, oh, what should I do for this whole year? And then we like, what is the quote? Like, you overestimate what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 10. Like, if you think about where you were 10 years ago, you're going to be like, holy cow. Like, it's wild.
Yeah.
So if you think about it that way and you look at this 90-day window as like, what is the thing I can go all in on right now? Eliminate the shiny extra stuff for now. Bring it back in January if you want. For now, I'm going all in on this one focus thing and like ride that momentum. Like, every piece of content you put out will compound. Every time you show your face on camera, it will compound. Every time you send an email, it will compound. Every time you bring your brand into life on social media, it will compound. People will start like, maybe they're not actually talking about you yet, but if you are like, Mallory Irvin just shared a reel and it was like all these clips from the last several years where she's like, it's fall, y'all. It's fall, y'all. And she loves fall. And she's like, can you tell I love fall? I mean, like, you can be a fall person, like, let
Right.
fall be your thing, like, but whatever it is, like, when you show up like that, people then think of you when they think of that thing. So it gives people this opportunity to not only connect with you because 'cause they're like, "Yeah, me too," but they're also thinking, "Oh, yeah, she always does this in the fall, or she always does this on her Instagram. You should follow her for dot, dot, dot."
Yep.
Which brings us to our next point.
It sure does.
We don't have any notes for this.
They can't tell, right? Totally can't tell. I was just checking to see what your next point was. Are you gonna talk about what's coming up for us in quarter 4
Yes. No,
and for our
so
members?
my next point is really like, if you are like, okay, you guys, I get it. Like, I want to use social media to do this. Like, I'm not even thinking about Popeyes. Like, shut up. Like, okay. So,
We hear ya.
our goal for you is truly simple. And this is your goal for yourself for the next 90 days. It is to become on social media the account that someone can tell their friend about in like a sentence. Follow Kayla. She always posts this. That's what we want you to be. And it doesn't have to be a house. You can incorporate real estate, use the content cocktail, listen to episode 16 to learn how to do that. But it doesn't have to be a real estate heavy thing. There are people who are successful who post houses every day. Probably not, but maybe. There are people who are successful who never post about houses ever. And they are real estate agents and they just like go golfing every day. I mean, like, there is, again, you could make me an argument for any situation. Well, that worked for them. Well, that, yeah, anything you do is going to work consistently. What do you want to do? If
Right.
you don't want to do social media, please don't. Like, see the door. Like, you don't have to. If you want to, it's possible for you. And you need to
Yeah.
stop making excuses and believe it and put some effort in.
Yeah. That is so important because as much as what we have all these principles and like these beliefs about modern marketing, this will not look the same for everyone. Everyone's going to handle this differently, not just because of their personality, but because of like just their preferences and like and their market and their stage of life and like all of the things. So you're going to have some agents that literally will like get on a mic and talk on the phone all the time about like, hey, like this, someone just asked me this question and I wanted to break it down for you. You're going to have another agent that's like, let's drive around in the car. I got to drop the kids off at daycare and then I got to go here. And you're going to have that. You're going to have some lifestyle stuff. You're going to have more of like the like luxury marketing type of feel where it's a little bit more like quiet and subdued, but like really beautiful graphic. None of those things are wrong. All of those things are memorable. So all of those types of like styles of content, it's going to have people saying, oh, you should follow Chelsea because she always shares whatever. That is the whole point. We just want to help you because we always talk about like, we're for the real estate go-to girls. That's how you become a real estate go-to girl. That's how you become the only person someone can think of when they think of buying or selling in your market. So we're doing something a little extra in quarter 4 to help you with that.
And this is our quarter 4 goal that we've had on our calendar this entire year. And we are hosting a challenge. It's a 5-day challenge. It is called Camp Modern Agent, and it's going to help you find your unique angle, your unique thing, so that you can be the go-to girl for your people and figure out what that means when it comes to showing up, and stop making the excuses or the like, well, I don't know how to do that, or this person's already doing it, or I just feel like my life is boring, or what does that look like visually? Like, we're
Right.
gonna take you to camp,
We're
not
going to hash
church,
it all
but
out.
camp. And I know we get on our soapbox a lot, you guys, but it's only because we know how doable this is for you, and we want you to win and see the results that we see people seeing so badly.
Yeah.
And then we get really fired up and like, oh my gosh, like I feel like Tony Robbins vibes sometimes, and like chill out. But this is not part of Modern Agent Social Club. It is a completely separate challenge. So if you want to be the first to learn details about this challenge, you can go to modernagentsocialclub.com/camp, and you will get an email in the next couple of weeks with all the details and information on how to sign up. But just get on the list now, and then you can learn all about it when we are ready.
Yeah, we're going to be your counselors, and we're so excited. We've
It's
got all
gonna be
sorts of
so
fun
fun.
things planned. Yeah, they'll be so good. Anyway, yeah, but our goal for that is for people to really walk away feeling like, I finally know what it is. Like, I finally know. And like, then you can enter 2026 feeling like the confidence that you need, almost like a brand glow up, right? But like from the inside out. It's not just colors. It's not just font styles, all of that. It's everything. So
you know what's
I'm really
funny
pumped
is
about
you
that.
said it's not just the colors. Last week when we talked about like our rebrand that we DIY'd and all the things, it's so funny because like I paid a bunch of money for a designer who was amazing. I just didn't know what I wanted to do our brand. And then it didn't feel like me, and I wasn't fired up about it or confident because it just felt like there was a disconnect, which again was my fault for not knowing what I wanted. But then when I did it myself, it like totally fired me up and got me like just feeling at home in my brand. But it wasn't about the color. It was more about me knowing what I wanted. And then that brought the rest of that in, right? It's not like I said yet last week, it's not because of the color pink. It was because of everything that came with it. So it is from the inside out. And that's what we're going to help you guys do. And we really wanted like a very focused container for this to exist in that is totally separate from our membership, that is only for Asians who want to do this. Like, funny because we have a membership and we do all kinds of things in there
Everything.
like
Yeah.
for them. But it's like when you're serving so many people at once, it's like half these people don't care about that thing. You know, like that's a
Yeah.
distraction, whatever. So we just want this to be in its own spot for people who are really wanting this to be their outcome. And that's what we're gonna do in very soon. So if this
Yeah.
is on your quarter 4 like vision, like I just really want to get dialed in. I really want to be like confident in how I show up and then like and mostly like enjoy showing up. Like it's interesting. Like when you don't know, showing up feels like a chore and it feels like an extra or like, I love social media and stuff, but like what could I do to actually grow my business? And it's like they're so detached from what's possible, but it's because they don't have that feeling. They don't know what that looks like for them. So they aren't excited about showing up and they don't know what to post and they
Yep.
don't have a community around their brand. Like what's funny is like doing this one thing and whether you take the challenge or not, figuring out this one thing for yourself is going to be like the one thing that sets everything in motion when it comes to like followers who are loyal, people who refer you, people who share your content or like comment on your post or want to go get a coffee. Like it's just like the starting point of everything else that comes with social media because social media back in like 2015 was about just having your boring post to post. It's not even anything like it was 3 years ago, but you have to have your thing
Yep.
social media if you want people to actually follow you, to actually come back for another glass, like I like to say. You have to have some differentiation in who you are and what you're for and what lights you up. Because if it doesn't light you up, no one else is going to be lit up through it either.
Right. Yeah, our whole goal for this episode was to make you like get fired up and excited about quarter 4, yes, but also just to keep that ball rolling, right? Like an object in motion will stay in motion. So how can we keep you going? I listened to a quote the other day that talked about how like it's not, these things can all cost something, but it's your lack of momentum that's expensive. And I thought like that's so true. Like really like we are the only ones really capable of holding ourselves back. And I say that knowing full well that the market has been up and down. We talked about that so much last week. The market is what it is, but your marketing can be something really powerful and something that really like gets you excited, that gets you noticed, that gets people like excited to work with you, to rub shoulders with you, to have you in their community, to get to meet you when you're out and about. Like it is very powerful. And so our goal for you for the rest of this year is to really get you like dialed in and focused on those things. We're going to help you fine tune all of your messaging and all of that through camp. And yeah, then meanwhile, we're still going to be here every week showing up and getting excited. Can't believe we're coming up on almost a year of podcasting, which is kind of nuts.
It's crazy.
I am excited for fall. I'm excited for holiday stuff coming up. I mean, gosh, we've got so much good stuff coming up. I just can't wait. But hopefully this gets you guys all feeling motivated, feeling inspired. I would love to see what you guys took from this episode, what kind of things you're working on. You can always tag us on Instagram. We love seeing what you're doing and just connecting with you anyway. So I think that was another great episode of the Modern Agent Marketing Girls podcast.
Thank you guys for listening. We will see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
I'm so glad we got to hang out today. If you're as sad as I am that our time is up, I've got good news. There are a couple of different ways we can keep the conversation going.
First, follow us on Instagram at Modern Agent Marketing Girls and introduce yourself in the DMs. Also, we always have a free Modern Agent resource available, so check out today's show notes for the goods.
And finally, hang out with other go-to real estate girls like you and finally create a marketing plan that works when you join Modern Agent Social Club. All the details are in today's notes.
XOXO, the Marketing Girls.